welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and we are on the fifth of this series of the diamonds and rainbows. And we're back with another one. It's almost white. We could call it white, right? It's almost white. It's a very light gray. And this one is quite a bit different from the others because it's not offset to the side nearly as far. It's still offset. It's still not a centered bracelet, but it's not offset as far, and that's sort of a little bit interesting in its own right. It's still difficult. It's still not a super easy one. In fact, it's one of the ones where the green keeps resending the stuff in different directions, and some of the grays kind of do it as well. So it gets a little bit weird, but it still turned out really pretty. It's a good looking bracelet. It's the first one where I think though that the diamonds sort of came off, like the top has one kind of an angle. Let's say that's a 45, and then the bottom is like it's a longer angle, which I wasn't quite happy with that. But I mean, it doesn't look terrible. It's cool. So fifth one, you would think, wow, great, no more of these things, right? Yeah, I was thinking that same thing too, except for I forgot that there is the live stream that's going on tomorrow. So this is Friday's video, and tomorrow is a live stream, and yeah, I have two more versions of this to basically work on, but they're different. They are actually different from everything else so far. So if you're curious, you should tune in. It's 10 p.m. Singapore time. It usually goes to about midnight on Singapore time. It's been known to go a little bit later. It really kind of depends. My health has not been exactly great here lately, so I don't know like where, if we'll have more of those really late ones, but we'll see. I mean, because I enjoy like the whole hang out till late and stuff, especially if there's like a good crowd of people. I find it harder and harder to sign out. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So this one, what can I tell you about this pattern? Well, I can tell you that, and I have the bracelet down here, that's what I'm looking at. I did spend a fair amount of time looking at the pattern as I was making it. It was not one of the easy ones where it's just like, oh, I know what I'm doing and just kind of going at it. It was it took some effort. So certain aspects, like like the purple just does that little diamond inside. There's no other colors, like get a glimpse of that and I can just kind of run with it. But other parts, like keeping track of where the green is and where the green's supposed to be going and what it's doing with the other colors and stuff like that, was like right there, like the green came in and zigzagged, and then the gray one has to kind of do a zigzag too. It goes underneath the yellow. Really counter intuitive. It's just, it is what it is. It's just a little bit weird, but yeah, it lands all the colors where they need to be. It does all the things it's supposed to do. So that's the important part. Hang on. More water. Yeah, I'm happy for making this series, but I'm also happy that we can go on to something else. I have lots of ideas of other things to try and stuff, but sometimes the series are fun. Like doing this whole thing for a week, kind kind of meant that I didn't have to think about like what other things am I coming up with. Do I, you know, did I make something that I can use for the live stream, and did I, you know, like just coming up with stuff in general. It's kind of cool. Plus, like I said, this whole thing has been about adding to the playlist of making bracelet videos. So if you enjoy that kind of thing, go check out the playlist. There's a few, I have a few playlists. Some are definitely worth checking out. There's the intermediates or the difficult ones. If you're new to it, I even have a whole playlist of very easy bracelets to get started with. So yeah, you can go check all that stuff out. Yeah, inside of this diamond, you get, you know, a green, a blue, and a yellow, and then the other green, you know, to finish it. Like it's so ridiculous. It's funny. And then see, like the gray comes down, bounces back to the left-hand side. It's so hard, like how keeping track of this. Like if I didn't have the pattern in front of me, honestly, I don't think I could have done it. There's just so much going on, and yeah, I mean, maybe it's just too smooth the brain. This is a bit of a challenge. Let's see, how far are we on this? This is this diamond? I kind of don't know where it is. I don't think this is the halfway one. I think this is the first one. Not sure. Kind of lost track of how many knots have been done. But yeah, still sped up the same amount of speed. So if we're comparing times to the other ones, honestly, I have no idea. I didn't really check on how long is this one. I don't know. The video that I'm watching is showing me like how many minutes there are remaining, but then like I don't I don't know. Technology. Anyways, yeah, I am overall happy with the way these all turned out, and the fact that there were so many different, you know, variations on something that's, you know, kind of like a simple idea. Like the idea of just having diamonds and having them offset a little bit, and then coming up with this many different ones. Because okay, so there's the first one, right, which was based off of the pattern 94521 over on Bracelet book. So there is that one. Then there's the 5 I've made this week, and then the 2 that I'm making tomorrow. So yeah, that's kind of a thing, right? Yeah. Sometimes it kind of surprises me, like that I come up with so many different things, but I mean, having done this over the years and kind of developing the skills of like how to design a pattern and stuff, I guess it really shouldn't surprise me so much anymore, because it's something I've done. You know, I do this kind of thing. But I don't necessarily always challenge myself. You know, I will play with patterns I know, or designs that I know, or things that, you know, that I'm really comfortable with. So this whole little series was quite a bit different, in the sense that I was presented something different, and the fact it all came out okay, that's kind of cool. So yeah, this is the halfway. It's every single one of those knots is one that goes left, right, or right, left. Like every single one, it changes directions. Mind you, if you might notice that I didn't have the problem where I start to come down a row and then I'm like, oh, I have to go to the other side and finish the other one first. For whatever reason, I did not have that problem at all with this. So that was cool. Again, that could be just having done a few of these things already, that I kind of got the hang of what had to happen. But whatever it is, it turned out okay. So I'm not sure if today I'll get around to doing a bunch of the photos and stuff. I'm pretty sure that by now, like all the photos be up with the Instagram, but I need the photos for the shop as well, and then I want to do some photos of them all kind of grouped together and everything. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen and when these actually land in the shop, but they will be there soon. Yeah, kind of excited to put these in the shop. I think these ones might actually sell kind of quick. At least I'd hope so. You know, and it's a little bit like having a piece of history, right? I mean, you know, it's part of the series. You can say that you actually owned a part of it, one of the series. I think that's cool. What else can I tell you about it? It's kind of too bad you can't see the kumi loop to it. Mandy really did some wonderful things with the kumi loops for these. So I can do the kumi loops. I leave them to her. She's better at it, and she enjoys it. So yeah, after this, I have to start worrying about like what's going to be next week. I think so far there is another pattern from a photo, as well as I've been kind of wanting to do some more of the blindsided ones. So yeah, that's what we kind of I have sort of planned so far. Obviously, when it comes to like the blindsided ones, I have no idea what I'll be getting into. The pattern from a photo is ridiculously big, and I'm honestly thinking it could be like the very first time that I do a speed up version of actually making the pattern, just because I'm afraid that it's going to be that long. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of like doing the patterns at normal speed, because then I can share with you what my thoughts are, why I'm putting things, you know, why I go a direction, or, you know, what's going on. And it's really hard, like right now, like trying to tell you what was my thoughts as I was making this. It's hard because that was a while ago, and I'm very scatterbrained, you know, with the ADHD and stuff. I couldn't even begin to tell you what was going through my head. Was watching some YouTube videos and decoding the unknown and that stuff. So I don't know. Yeah. But I do know that I like the bracelets. I liked how they turned out. I hope you guys like them too. If you haven't already, hit like on the video. Just, you know, that would be awesome. Oh, and while we're at that, let's give a big shout out to my Patreon supporters who make these videos possible. They really, it's from their help that these things are actually even, you know, here for you guys to enjoy. So thank you to you guys. And yeah, if you want to, you can come join me over on Patreon. It's patreon.com/aka AWOL. That would be awesome. And yeah, I think we getting near the end. Kinda near the end. Not quite. Not sure which diamond this is. I think it is. Yeah, I think this is actually really close to the end. And this one, it seems like there's like this 1, 2, 3 main diamonds and then little pieces of stuff at the end. So in some ways, this one felt like it was going kind of quickly because there wasn't a whole lot of other things kind of going on with it. So that was sort of nice. I did like that. So yeah, there's only a couple minutes left. So much zigzags, seriously. If you're not good at the knots that go from, you know, right left and the left rights, if you're not good at it, you're not going to enjoy this bracelet at all. It was a difficult one. They all have. This whole series has been difficult bracelets. So yeah, and I mean, if you're really looking to kind of test yourself and see how well you do at them, then yeah, then this is the one for you. Two sides to the coin, right? Yeah, it was a challenge for me. And you know, I did okay. I'm pleased. I'm especially pleased with having designed them. I think that was like the part that made me happiest, was actually working out the patterns and not knowing if they could actually even exist. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And some here at the end, it kind of changes the direction of the normal way they went, just so that way they could be where they needed to be at the end of this. So that was a thing. So kind of starts out, well, it starts the same way because I mirrored it, right? But yeah, there was some kind of changes in the way that the reds and the orange shifted in order to keep the orange still around, because normally it would run off the side there. It's so close to done. Okay, guys, it's time for me to finally say it. So, yeah, don't get your strings in a bunch.